Welcome to the EMT Technology Distribution Podcast. Get ready to dive into the world of cybersecurity and tech innovation like never before. EMT distribution is shaping the future of digital security and transformation.
Welcome to the first episode of the EMT podcast in 2025, brought to you by EMT, the leading distributor in cybersecurity in the Middle East and Africa regions. At the EMT podcast, we offer you insightful discussions and expert commentary on the emerging cybersecurity threats in the current evolving landscape. I'm your host Reshma, and today we are diving into one of the most critical aspects of cybersecurity, the human factor. When we talk about security, we often focus on technology, firewalls, and encryption. But today we will explore how your team, your employees, play a key role in securing your organization, and how you can build a culture of security that empowers them to protect your data, your systems, and ultimately your business. But before we jump in, let's talk about why this is so important. Did you know that over 90% of successful cyber attacks start with the human error? Whether it's falling for a phishing email, clicking with a malicious link, or using weak passwords, the human element is often the weakest link in the cybersecurity chain. So the question is, how do we fix that? Let's get into it. To kick things off, let's break down why people are the biggest target for cyber criminals. In a world where technology is advancing at lightning speed, cyber attackers know that the fastest way to compromise a system is through the people using it. And it's not always about technical skill. It's about exploiting human psychology. Phishing attacks, for example, rely on creating a sense of urgency, tricking employees into taking action without thinking critically. So how do we reduce this risk? The answer lies in creating a culture of cybersecurity, where security isn't just the responsibility of your IT department, but everyone in the organization. First things first. Training. This is the cornerstone of any security culture. Without regular, ongoing cybersecurity training, employees are far more likely to make mistakes. And it's not just about once-a-year training sessions. This needs to be continuous. Train your team on recognizing phishing emails, how to set up strong passwords, and how to avoid common security pitfalls. It should be interactive, engaging, and most importantly, practical. Employees should know exactly what to do when they encounter suspicious activity. But don't just stop there. Encourage your employees to ask questions when they are uncertain about a security concern. Create an open environment where they feel comfortable reporting suspicious activities without fear of judgment or punishment. Next up, empowerment is key. Empower your employees with the tools and knowledge they need to take security seriously. This means giving them access to security resources like password managers, multi-factor authentication, and clear protocols for handling sensitive data. By putting these tools in place, you are not just protecting your systems, you're demonstrating that cybersecurity is a top priority. When your team feels fully equipped, they are more likely to follow on best practices. And let's not forget, leading by example is one of the best ways to drive security practices throughout your organization. If your leadership team follows best practices like using complex passwords, not sharing sensitive information over email, and regularly updating software, employees will take notice and follow suit. Let's talk about accountability. Security isn't a one-time task. It's an ongoing responsibility. So how can we make security a part of the company culture? One powerful approach is integrating security into employee performance reviews. This doesn't mean punishing employees when they make a mistake, but rather making security a key metric in evaluating performance. Recognize those who consistently follow best practices and report incidents. Reinforce good behavior and use mistakes as teaching moments. Lastly, make security a shared responsibility. Security isn't the job of the IT team or security experts. Everyone from the receptionist to the CEO plays a role in protecting the organization. You need to foster a collective mindset where everyone feels responsible for the security of the business. When employees see that they are part of a larger effort to protect the company, they are more likely to take ownership of their actions. So to wrap things up, building a culture of security starts with creating an environment where security is everyone's responsibility. You want your team to be educated, empowered, and accountable. Through ongoing training, providing the right tools, and fostering open communication, you can turn your team into the first line of defense against cyber threats. Remember, it only takes one click, one misstep, one mistake to compromise your entire network. But by investing in your people and building a security-conscious culture, you can drastically reduce your risk. That's all for today's episode of the EMT podcast. I hope you found these tips helpful as you think about ways to strengthen your organization's cybersecurity culture in 2025. We'd love to hear your thoughts. What are you doing to build a more secure workplace? Reach out to us on social media and let's keep the conversation going. Thank you for listening and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Stay safe, stay secure, and we'll see you in the next one.